Happy New Year, everyone. I'm Melanie, and welcome to Living Luxuriously for Less. Celebrate, decorate, and enjoy everyday life for less. In today's video, I want to tell you guys the top 7 things you need to do to grow your business in 2022. If you want to hear those tips, stay tuned. 2021 was an incredible year, but none of that matters now. We are all back at the same starting point. All of us have been set back to zero, and we have to do it all over again. So over the past couple of years, I have jotted down some things that I have done in order to make my business more successful as an event planner, designer, and decorator. And today I want to share those top 7 things that I did, not only to level up my business, but to increase my income. And I hope you guys, I'm going to give you guys a moment right now to grab some paper, grab a pen. I have my paper and pen here. I kept my notes for you guys, and I wanted to just jump on and share these things with you, because this year and next year is going to be what they have already projected, predicted, and prophesied to be the most busiest time for weddings and events. I know a lot of people put their weddings and events off until 2022. So definitely, grab your paper, grab your pens, and get ready to take down the notes. Now, one of the first things that I did differently in my business in 2021 was business-to-business marketing. And this was something that I knew I wanted to do. I wanted to get more into corporate events and, more upscale professional type events. And so my team created this gorgeous book for me, and I was able to drop this book off at different companies and things of that nature in order to formulate that relationship with those businesses. And by having this book, it really got the phone ringing like never before. And so more business to business marketing is definitely on the top of my list this year. The next thing that I did was that I built relationships with vendors. I like to call them frienders. And when you build relationships with vendors, you don't want to do it because you're always getting a kickback. For me, I like to do them because I want to establish a rapport with these individuals. If I ever find myself in a bind, I can always call on them, and I can always be sure that whenever I'm decorating a wedding or an event or a home, that the work that I'm producing as a interior designer, as a event designer, is going to be consistent. Consistency is the key to grow. And so I like to formulate this pool of what I call frienders so that I can ensure that I'm going to have consistent work, they're going to get consistent work, and in the end, we all win. That's the key. When you're working with a friend or a vendor, you have to have the win-win in place at all times. And when you establish that, you don't ever have to worry about your work not being consistent. In the same token, you want to make sure that you always have a backup plan, because people get sick, things happen, they may not be available. So you always want to have alternatives to, in your pool of individuals that work together, and to remember that community is always better than competition. Number 3, I believed in educating myself and my team. So anytime I had the opportunity, if we were in a downtime, I would use that as a training moment, or I would schedule in extra time if we were introducing a new element to an event design. I wanted to schedule in the extra time for my team and I to get those things done without feeling overwhelmed or overstressed on the day of the event. And by taking that time to train them, it really made them feel more confident and more prepared to carry out that final design that we had in mind. We created some new structures this year. My Lux Academy students got to do it as well. I had never tried it. I'd seen something similar, but not exactly like what I wanted to do. And I found this structure on Amazon and built it. Y'all, it turned out absolutely gorgeous. But if we had not built in the extra day to troubleshoot and to train prior to arriving on the set or prior to arriving to the venue, then it would have been catastrophic. I cannot stress that enough. We were not prepared. And because we were able to go through it, we were able to get better prepared. And by the time I taught it to my Lux Academy students, they got, a much easier version, than what we had initially gone through. So definitely take the time to train and to practice prior to setting up for an event, especially when you're doing something for the first time. Another thing that I did, and kind of caveat, making a caveat off of this same thing about, believing in educating myself, taking training from other individuals and educating my team and training my team, is that I blessed others with education as well. And you can find a lot of free training on my website, luxacademy.podia.com. And I have tons of training there available for you guys. I have some free training available. I have some, very affordable training. And then for those who really want that in-depth training, it is there as well. You can get fully certified as an event planner, designer, or decorator. The entire curriculum is there. You will be building backdrops. You'll be building centerpieces. It is just unreal what you're going to get through this class, and it's the closest thing that you will ever get to the real experience, the real hands-on experience, if you're not able to make it here to me. And the great thing about the training being online, it doesn't matter if you live in another country, another city, across the state, it doesn't matter. You can do it right there in the comfort of your own home. I give you a list of all the materials that you need, and you will be able to get that in-depth training that you need in order to become that event planner, designer, or decorator that you've always dreamed of becoming. The next thing that I did was I broadened my horizons beyond like typical services. And what I mean by that is that I look for opportunities to do things that nobody else was doing. Let's all face it, COVID has been a very tough time. And one of the things I did years ago, like if you go back and look at my videos, maybe 5 or 7 or 8 years ago, I had started decorating for repasses after funerals, because life is meant to be celebrated. The Bible tells us is that we should weep when someone is born, and we should celebrate when someone passes on. And so that is one of the things that I wanted to do, was to bring joy to families after funerals. And it's something that God had really placed in my heart years ago, before any of these things ever happened. And so decorating for repasses is an excellent service that you can offer to families after funerals. Connecting with funeral homes and things like that in your area is a huge way to be able to offer this service and to bring joy to families after such a trying time. The next thing that I did was I looked into other things like yard carding, how you card yards, or, balloons, like just doing, organic balloons in different parts of your business, not necessarily the whole service. And what you will find is a lot of times you can make more money by doing this one piece of a service than this entire huge service, and is less stressful. So think outside of the box and broaden your horizon beyond the normal full decor services for weddings and showers and things of that nature. Number 5, I believe that it was possible. With God, all things are possible. And so I believe that it was possible for me to experience a victorious year in my business in 2021. And because I believed it and I planned properly, we had an explosive year. And I know that 2022 is going to be that much greater. And so I'm going to carry you guys in the next coming up videos. I'm going to carry you guys through my planning process and how I plan for my personal life, for my business life, for my financial life, for my marital life, for the upcoming year, and how those things have manifested in my life through the grace of God. Number 6, never be afraid to begin again. One of the things that are on the forefront of my list this year is to rebrand, because the initial website and logo and things that I had picked for myself, I've kind of outgrown it, because I initially started out showing you guys how to do inexpensive parties for less. And now it's going more, in a different direction. And I want to be able to encompass and harness that and capture that in my brand. So don't be afraid to start again. Rebrand yourself, reintroduce yourself, get new photos, do what you have to do in order to put yourself in the best position to be booked this year. Not just booked and busy, but booked and fulfilled in this year, booked and paid in this year, because there are some people that have been booked and broke, and that is not going to be my testimony, and it's not going to be yours. So you want to make sure that you're booked and that you're fully compensated for your services and for your gifts and your talents in this year. And if you want to know more about how to do all that, I do cover that in Lux Academy. I'm going to make a separate video kind of outlining everything that I cover in Lux Academy. But definitely don't be afraid to begin again. And then number 7, and this is probably one of the best investments I've ever made in my own personal business. You need to invest in yourself and invest in your business beyond just inventory. And that is, I booked clients while I slept. One of my goals back in 2019 was to make, 2009 was to make money while I slept. And when I found HoneyBook, which I have a free course on how to set up your HoneyBook and what it's all about on my luxacademy.podia.com. But when I found HoneyBook, it was like an answer to a prayer. Through HoneyBook, my clients are able to go on, they're able to fill out their information, upload their inspirational photos, tell me their budgets, tell me their dreams, and I am literally making money while I sleep. By the time that I have to personally interact with that client, they've already, given me inspiration photos, the venue, their budget, everything, their colors, their theme, everything that they need is already completed. And then when I reach out to them for a consultation, we're ready to get the ball rolling. And it is such a blessing. They can make their payments, they sign their contracts, they do everything in HoneyBook. And I can show you how to get my contracts and my clients' processes for free if you use that link in Lux Academy. And it's, again, the website is luxacademy.podia.com. And then you click on the free HoneyBook class. I promise you, it will bless you. So to sum it all up, you guys, the first thing I did was business to business marketing. I built relationships with frienders. I believed in educating myself and my team. In addition to that, I blessed others with the gift of free education. I broadened my horizons, number 4, beyond my typical services. I did what nobody else was really doing or willing to do. Number 5, I believed that it was possible, because with God, all things are possible. Number 6, I began again. And number 7, I booked clients while I slept using HoneyBook. So I hope these tips helped you guys. Let me know down in the comments which one you found the most beneficial and which one you plan on implementing in your event planning, design, or decor business, or any business this year, because these tips can definitely help you in any business arena. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you at the next video. Until next time, it's Melanie with Living Luxuriously for Less. Cheers!